Okay, a couple announcements before we get in. Obviously, there is a test on Wednesday, which I'm sure you're all very well aware of. It is right here in this room, obviously for the full 50 minutes. Previous tests are on the website. We generally have gone over the same material as Test 1 last semester as well. So that should give you a good idea in terms of the material that's going to be covered. The test last semester was a 75-minute test. This semester, obviously, it's a 50-minute test. So keep in mind that we're going to give you a somewhat shorter test than what you actually find on the website. Let's see, we have a homework that's going to be out later this week. It's due the following Friday. There will be a review session tonight in Olson 005. That's down the hall from where the lab is. It's going to start at, I guess, 7:30. I will be running the review session. It's a Q&A review session, which means you bring Q's and I bring A's. I'm not going to prepare anything ahead of time, because usually when I have prepared stuff for review session, it's often not what the people really want to go over. Or it goes over stuff in not the right detail and depth. So you're welcome to just come and sit there and watch, but if nobody asks questions, we all get to go home early. So how many people think there will come to review session tonight? Okay. So there will not be one tomorrow because I get to give a review session tomorrow for my other class. If you'd like to come to a review session for cs102, you can do that tomorrow. Other questions, comments, or concerns? Okay. So today, one of the big problems with going over review sessions, going over reviews, is you end up going over material. I mean, obviously, if I could have taken all the material we've learned in the last month and condensed it into a 50-minute lecture, I wouldn't have wasted all your time talking about it for an entire month. So it's really not possible to condense it all into one lecture. And they do have sort of the standard review sessions, right, which go through all the material and it goes over all the stuff that we're supposed to know in great breadth, and it's really kind of boring. I mean, review sessions, it's a hard time making them interesting, right? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, got it? So I thought I would do something slightly different that I've done in this class in the past and has been fairly successful, and that's Jeopardy! So I need some volunteers to play. We need 3 players. We need a scorekeeper because I can't save my life. And we need a buzzer because we're not actually that technically advanced in the computer science department. Who would like to play Jeopardy? 1, 2, 3. Come on down. You all get to sit here in the front row. Who would like to be the scorekeeper? And who would like to be the buzzer? Come on, someone has to be a buzzer. Okay, come on. Okay. Scorekeeper. Okay, let's stand here. And I'll go over everything in a second. Buzzer, you get to sit there. Okay. First of all, let's meet our players. Our scorekeeper is Anna Hirsch. Our buzzer, Becca Rothschild. And our players,
G.D. Verma, Beth Morris,
Ross Powers.
Okay, so the way that this works, so if you could write one more time.
J-I-Y-A-T-I. I can't read it. It's spelled wrong.
Sorry, that was my fault. My bad. Okay, one more time.
Beth.
Okay, so the way this works is obviously it's like standard Jeopardy. I provide an answer, they do a question. We don't actually have a buzzer system here. So the way it'll work is, we could all open up the desk there, is when I ask a question, they will pound the desk. And our buzzer will tell us who pounded first. In particular, so the problem, of course, you notice like when they have Celebrity Jeopardy, is that nobody's actually playing for money, so they just kind of buzz anytime they want. At least let me like sort of finish the question before you buzz in. Okay, and then we'll also do, if none of them can get it, I'll ask the audience as well, and the audience can try answering the question as well. So you all have to keep me honest, in that if it's not phrased as a question, you need to let me know. Okay, everyone stop. Who's first? Stop again.
Beth.
Okay, Beth, you start.
Java Basics for 200.
Oh, right, that's the other thing. So we're going to start from, yes, in real Jeopardy, they have paid professionals that do this. I'm certainly not very professional apparently at this. So we're going to start from the lowest things and move down, just because the questions sort of progress that way. So I'll pretend you said Java Basics for 100.
All right.
The full prototype or first line of the main method.
What are you talking about?
So that's the answer, and you get to do the question. Anyone?
Are you talking about what is public class string bracket bars?
That is what I'm talking about, but I'm
What
sorry,
is-
that's the wrong answer.
I can't remember the whole thing.
Minus 100.
Damn.
Okay, anybody else?
Wait, what is it?
He mixed up his public class line and his main line.
Is it public class main? No, public class. What is public class string main bracket args? Something like that.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh,
Would you like to try? Okay, audience.
Public static void main string bracket.
I'm sorry, that was not in the form of a question.
Oh,
So they get minus 10.
Do I get to ask the audience last line?
Hey, these are the rules. I didn't make them up. What is public static void main string bracket args? So remember that this particular line, we're going to see what everything there means, but that's where the program actually starts executing. Okay, audience, pick a category. Miscellaneous. The keyword Java uses so you can't change the name of a variable.
Final. What is final?
Should we count that?
yes.
Okay, that's correct. So Beth gets 100.
I have 0.
So she said, what is final? Remember that if you're declaring a variable, choking in the process, you say final int x equals 7, and then you can't change that value.
How about variables and types for 100?
The 4 integer types.
What are short, long, int, and double?
Ooh, I'm sorry, that's
Oh,
not
shoot. Damn.
almost, but
Okay. Short, long, int, and byte.
I'm sorry, that's not the form of a question.
Oh, what is byte? What is short, long, and byte? Good job.
Beth?
What is short, long, and byte?
Yes, what is short, long, int, and byte? So keep in mind that the difference is in how big the sizes of them are. Byte is 1 byte, short is 2 bytes, int is 4 bytes, long is 8 bytes, and what values they can hold. Right. Generally, we're mostly going to be using int. Uh-huh.
String usage 100.
Given string s equals a, b, c, d, e, f, a, the result of s dot substring 2, 4.
CD. What is CD?
Should we count that? I'll count it that one time. Yes, what is CD? So remember that strings start counting from 0. So the leftmost character in the string is actually index 0.
We have to wait till you finish reading the question, reading the answer, right?
I'm sorry?
We have to wait till you finish reading the answer, right?
Yes. Well, how about you wait till about halfway through it? To a certain extent, we're not really playing for money here. just fame and fortune and whatnot. Yes.
What's the second half of the answer?
Oh, so the question was, so generally I'll pop up the question and then the answer. And the first time I did this, I found that I wasn't really spending much time reviewing it because I do answer question so quickly. So this just is sort of popping up the discussion so I can spend some time talking about it so I can feel like you're actually learning something. So that's what that is. Did that
How
answer?
about the string one? Yeah. It also goes up to not including the...
Oh, yeah. So if we go... So it starts at character index 2, which is C, and does character index 2 and character index 3. It goes up to but not including character index 4. So it starts at 2 and it ends just before 4. Okay, I forget who answered that.
Me. Miscellaneous 200.
All classes must be this keyword. Anybody? Anybody?
What's public?
Yes. What is public? So remember that all classes need to say public class something or the other. All right. And yes, Java has, as I said, a hissy fit. If it's not public, Java has problems compiling it, and it's no end of headaches. Okay, Ross, I think that was yours.
Miscellaneous 300.
How consonant names are written in Java.
What is capital letters?
Yes, I'll accept that. In all capital letters, using underscores for spaces. Right, so they're written as such.
Miscellaneous 400.
The result and type of string.value of 3. So they get a chance first. They don't do it.
What is int? What's an int?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. He said, what is an int? He gets, how many are we using? 400.
I'm confused.
Yes.
What is the type of int and result of 3?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect also.
About
No one's gonna
Audience?
do the Final Jeopardy.
Nobody?
Well, I don't think character.
I'm sorry?
The character? I don't know, the character?
No, that's not it either, actually. So the value of method will take whatever the parameter is and convert it into a string. So if it takes the int value 3, then it converts it into the string that has a single character, that character being 3. If we had, 45, the int value, and string.value of 45, it would create a string of 2 characters, the first being a 4, the second being a 5. Okay, so, I don't know, pick.
expression for 100.
Questions for 100. The result of 5.0 divided by 4.
What is 1.2?
Sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone else?
Beep, beep, beep.
Beep, beep, beep. Audience? 1.25.
Okay.
Oh, right.
If it makes anyone feel better, I added 1 and 1 and got 1 in front of like a huge class like this. Yeah. So yes, it's 1.25. 100. So keep in mind, the thing I want to keep in mind there is that if there is a floating point value somewhere in the equation, either the top or the bottom or both, then the result is a floating point. If I said 5/4, those are both ints, the result would be an int, it would give you 1. Since I said 5.0 over 4, since there was at least one double, the result's a double. Ross?
Oh, right. What? String usage 200.
Given string s equals a, b, c, d, e, f, a, the result of s on index of b, comma 3.
C? What is C?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Darn.
That was 200.
That was 200. Back.
What is -1?
Yes, that's correct. So remember that the index sub defines the position of, so it's going to look for B in the string. But in particular, it's going to start looking in this part of the string from 0, 1, no, sorry, that part of the string. It starts at position 3, or the character with index 3, and starts moving towards the right. And it doesn't find the B at that point, so it's going to give you -1. Right? Yes, okay.
Variables and types for 200?
The number and decimal places in a float and double, respectively.
For float, we have, oh, sorry. What is, for float, 6 decimal places, and for double, 12 decimal places.
I'll accept that. It's round 6 to 7. You know, the point I want you all to remember is that double has about double what a float has. A float is 6 to 7, a double's kind of double that. That's close enough. Right, double has double the precision of float. That's really what I want you to remember here.
So 200. Expressions for 200.
Result of 5 mod 2.
What?
What is 1?
That's correct. What is 1? So remember the mod operator gives you the remainder. If you divide 5 by 2, it goes in 2 times evenly, and then you have 1 remainder.
Miscellaneous 500.
My favorite course!
What is cs101?
Absolutely!
Yeah!
What?
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
was looking.
This is like daily double.
Oh,
I
there you go.
had, I had some trouble finding questions to fill all of them, so.
What is expressions for 300?
Result of 10 mod 3.
Wait, is that a mod?
I'm sorry, divided by. I just can't read.
What is 3?
Yes. So remember that division, if there's no floating point operators, no floating point values, then it's going to do floating point, integer division. 10 divided by 3, it chops off the decimal point, and it's just going to give you 3 in return.
Expression 400.
The result of 4.0 plus 2 divided by 3.
What is 2.0?
Yes, that's correct. Again, what's in parentheses is done first. That ends up 4.0 plus 2 is going to give you 6.0 because there's a double in there. And 6.0 over 3 is going to give you 2.0.
Can I have string usage for 300?
Given string A, S equals A, B, C, D, E, F, A, the result of S dot substring 7, 9.
1, 2, 3, 4. What is no? Or wait.
Let's go. Let's go.
What is no?
I'll accept that. It turns out, well, I mean, the thing is that you guys haven't seen the difference between a runtime error, compile error, when it just returns null. But it doesn't really work properly is what I want to take home from that. There's no character with index 8, right, which is 9 minus 1. It's supposed to go up to but not including character 9, which means go up to character 8. So it gives you that error.
Expressions 500.
The result of the character A plus 3.
What is A3?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
So Beth gets whatever the character is.
Oh no.
What's the number?
Yes.
What is runtime error?
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect.
Okay.
Ross? Audience?
Really easy.
What is D?
B, C, D.
Yes, what is D?
Oh,
So remember that if you have a character, like the character A, you can add values to it. Yes, audience, you're at 0. You can add a value to it, like A plus 3, it's going to move 3 letters forward in the character set. Audience, pick.
Go off.
Mob yell.
The result printed from system.out.println line 2 plus 3.
5.
What is the answer for this? I don't actually know any of this stuff. I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
What is 5? What?
Oh, I'm sorry, who answered? What is 5? No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect as well.
What is 23?
Yes. I think we're at 300. Yes, what is 23? Because remember that the plus operator is overloaded. It does many things. It can add integers, it can add doubles, and it can take strings and stick them together. If you do system.out.println 2 plus 3, excuse me, it's going to think you want to print out the 2 followed by the 3, and it's going to stick them together, and you don't quite get what you want.
Okay, string usage 400.
Given string S equals A, B, C, D, E, F, A, the result of S dot substring 3.
What is D?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
That's 400.
Yes.
What is DEFA?
Correct. So
Oh.
keep in mind that when you give one parameter to substring, a single int parameter, it starts at that position and moves to the end of the string. So it would give you DEFA. Question?
Sorry, I was confused. But would it be the same thing if you did like quote 2 quote 3?
Which one was that?
String usage 400.
This one?
No, the next one.
400.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that one. Oh, that? So I'm sorry, what was the question again?
If you said quote 2 but quote 3, exactly.
Yes, it would print out 23 as well. Or if you put extra parentheses around that, then it would print out 5. If I put parentheses before the 2 and after the 3, so I put that in an extra set of parentheses, it first add it together and then print out 5. Okay. I have no idea who fixed the next question.
Variables and types of 300?
The value of x after the line int x, semicolon.
It hasn't been initialized, so it doesn't have a value, not even null. What is,
Sorry, that wasn't Should we give it to her?
Yeah, give it to her.
It's okay.
Ross?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give it to her. Right, because there's a lot of money at stake that you should all be booing me for these decisions. Keep in mind, yeah, keep booing. Keep in mind that if you just say int x semicolon, Java creates the variable, the spot in memory, but does not give it a value, so it's undefined.
Can I have Java Basics for 300?
How Java implements behaviors for objects.
What are methods?
Correct. Remember that there's 2 properties or 2 things that methods can do. They have properties and they have behaviors. In Java, that ends up being the behaviors end up being methods, and the properties, as we're going to see, end up being variables. Right.
Java Basics for 400.
Daily double. Yeah. Real Jeopardy. How much would you like to bet?
I'd like to bet $7.99.
The result from system.out.println that 2 plus 3 space plus 5 plus space.
Do I have to answer?
Yes.
What is 23 space 5 space
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh well. I still won.
This is a kind of dirty trick, but you notice there's no plus there.
Oh.
So that gives a Yeah.
Leaving you with a thought.
How about
We got $1 left for 1 point.
string usage for 500?
Given string S equals A, B, C, D, E, F, A, the result of S dot last index of A, comma 3.
What is 6?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh man, I'm in the negatives.
Yeah, she said maybe 499. Audience? That's correct. So remember, last index up starts at the end of the string. But because it's a second parameter, just like index up, it's going to start 3 characters from the end of the string. So if we actually was A, B, C, D, E, F, A, it's going to start 3 characters from the end and work its way back. And then it's going to find A at spot 0.
Now, would it count the last character, the very last character, as a 0 character? What is said to be 3, or does it actually count 1, 2, 3?
It returns the actual index where the A is, but it basically ignores these 3 characters. Because you said 3 here, it's going to ignore these 3 characters and search, come on, you can do it, search those characters from right to left. So it's going to search D, C, B, A. It finds A. It's still at index 0, even though you're searching from the other direction, so it returns 0. Audience.
Variables and types 400.
The result of int x system.out.println x.
Yeah. What is system error?
I'll accept that.
Runtime error. Compile it. Okay.
So remember that if you create a variable and do not give it a value, Java won't let you do anything to it. For example, you can't go ahead and print it out.
Can I add variables and types for 500?
The way to convert a double to an int.
What is the parse method?
That'll convert a string to an int. I'm sorry, that's not correct.
What is cast?
Yes, what is a
What
cast?
is cast?
So if you have a double like 4.5 and you want to convert it to an int, you put a cast, which means you take the type, put parentheses around it, and that will convert it to an int, in this case a 4. Java won't do this naturally because you're going to lose part of the value, right? The 0.5 part of the value is lost, so Java won't automatically do that. What /n and /t represent in a string, respectively?
All right. What is an inter? And for /t, what is a tab?
That's correct. So remember that we have escape characters, a whole slew of escape characters, and a /n means it goes down the line, and a /t means it does a tab. Okay. So at the end of that, the scores are the audience at the audience is 500.
Yes.
Giatti, am I pronouncing that right?
No.
Am I pronouncing it?
Deity?
Giatti. Giatti wins at 1900. Audience at 500. Beth at negative 499 and Ross at negative 600. Thank you to our players. Okay. So, thank you very much. Actually, so I have another board, so we can play all over again. Do you want to continue being scorekeeper and?
We should have a returning champion.
Okay. So thank you very much to our scorekeeper and our buzzer. Exam 1 double. Okay. So, do you guys want to play again? Yeah. Okay, some yeses. So again, we need the same 5 people. Well, not the same 5 people. We need 5 people to help. Who wants to be a player?
I think GSE should be the returning champion.
Do you want to be the returning champion?
Girl power. Come on.
Yeah, do you want to be the returning champion? All right. Let's have some people in the back. Okay, somebody back there that everyone's pointing to. And that person everyone's pointing to.
Which one?
I'm sorry? So, we need a scorekeeper. Who wants to be a scorekeeper? Oh, come on. All right, scorekeeper. And who wants to be the buzzer? Okay, come on down. Buzzer. Someone was raising their hand for the buzzer. No? Okay, do you want to be the buzzer? Does anyone want to be a buzzer? Somebody be the buzzer! You want to be the buzzer? Come on, be the buzzer.
Cute. Okay. Can you push harder on the chalk in the last go because you can't read that up there? Thank you.
Okay. Our returning champion. Let's meet our players. Our returning champion. You guys say your name.
Oh, sorry. Deity.
And our new players.
Sarah.
And Doug.
Okay. Our scorekeeper is there with an H?
Yes.
Okay. Our scorekeeper? Adrian. And our buzzer? Okay.
Awesome.
The board is like flexing.
Thanks.
Okay, clap.
Sarah Dog.
Doug, pick.
Switch for 200.
The keyword used at the end of most every switch case.
What is break semicolon?
Correct. What is break? So keep in mind that when you have a case line in a switch statement, Java will fall through to the next case unless you have a break.
Can I have scanner usage for 200?
Yeah, it's double jeopardy. How to declare a new scanner object name standard in?
What is new standard in equals scanners system.in?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Scanner equals new scanner dot stdin in parentheses. What is?
I think that was correct. Scanner standard in equals new scanner system.in. So that's how you create a new scanner that reads from a keyboard. As we are going to see, or maybe we have seen in one of the labs, you can also create scanners to read from files. Did we see that already? Oh, no, I'm so senile. So you can name it anything you want. I just chose to name it standard in because that's what, I generally call these things.
May I have ifs for 200, please?
What the if statement executes if the expression is true.
What is the action beneath the if statement?
Accept that. It executes a statement or a block. Remember that if it only needs to execute one, 2 points. If it only needs to execute a single thing or a single statement, you don't need your curly braces. If you want more than one statement, you have to put it in curly braces. Right. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
May I have miscellaneous for 200?
How one tests objects, for example, strings for equality. Doug?
What is a double equals?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
What is the equals method, which is used with the first string that you want to do a dot equals
Yes.
to parentheses?
You got it.
You got it.
Okay. Remember that with strings, if you compare it with the double equals operator, it's actually comparing the references. If you use it with the dot equals method, then it's actually comparing the particular object that the references point to. Like that, S dot equals T.
Can I have Boolean expressions for 200?
The only time that the OR operator is false.
When both of the expressions to the left and right of the OR operator is false.
Yes, that's correct.
What is?
Oh, was that not in the form of a question?
No, it wasn't. Give it to the audience.
Oh, my bad.
Audience.
Obviously, I don't have a future in Jeopardy, as you can tell. Yeah, when the two operands, the left and the right of the OR operator, are false, then the entire expression is going to be false. It's true if either one or both are true, false if both are false. Audience, pick. What the plus equals operator does. Audience? Would you like to do the audience? Yes.
It takes, like, if you had x plus equals 1, it takes x. Oh, what is
I'm
it?
sorry, no.
It doesn't say,
I'm sorry, it was not originally in the form of a question. So the plus equals operator takes whatever's on the right and adds it to whatever's on the left. So if I say x plus equals 5, if I say x plus equals 5, then it's going to add 5 to whatever x is.
Don't even worry about it.
Audience?
Scorekeeper. Come on. Don't even worry about it. If I were in school, don't even worry about it. Okay, got it. We're good.
Who gets it?
The only time that the AND operator is true.
Who was it?
You got it. Okay. What is if both sides of the AND operator are true?
That's correct. If both of the AND operators both of the operands are true, then the operator is going to return true. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Very cool.
Scanner usage for 400.
How to read an int via a scanner object, stand it in.
The label, the int, or what is label int next int equals next int or next.
I'm sorry, what's the question?
What is int equals next? Next int.
I'm sorry, that's close but not quite correct.
Int name equals stdin dot next int parentheses semicolon.
Close but not in the form of a question.
I said what is in the beginning.
Oh, did you really? They're keeping me honest.
So is int variable name equals stdin dot next parentheses semicolon?
I'm sorry, that was not in the form of a question either. Audience?
What is the next int method?
That works.
So a lot easier.
Send it in dot next int or just the next int method. And obviously each primitive type has its own. There's next double, next float, next short.
Because you answered.
No, I have +2 and then +2 and then -2, which would make it +2, right?
And then
No, and the last one.
And the last
Okay. Audience.
Scanner usage 600.
The Java library that you must import in order to use scanner.
What is java.util star?
Yes, what is java.util? Remember, anytime you want to use the scanner in your program, you have to say import java.util.star at the top. Right. Just what I said.
May I have ifs for 400, please?
When the else part of an if statement is executed.
What is when the if statement is not true?
I'll accept that. What happens, this is when the Boolean condition is false, then it executes the else part of an if-else.
It was 4. May I have miscellaneous for 600, please?
What is De Morgan's law? Oh, sorry.
What is when you do an and with two or with a statement of an or statement, then it's something and something. And also.
It was so in the form of a question.
also-
Stop giving her a hard time.
And also when the
So it tells you how to invert an and or an or. If I want to invert P and Q, I say not P or not Q. Similarly, if I want to invert P or Q, I say not P and not Q. You invert each of the P's and Q's, and you change the operator. Right.
can I have switch statements for 400?
The types allowed for the switch expressions.
Equal expressions. What is equal expression?
I'm sorry, that's not correct. Not sure. That's not correct. Audience?
I guess.
Okay, what is? What is
Character.
I'll accept that. It allows integer and character types. You say switch on X. X needs to be either an integer or a character type. Right. In, byte, short, long, any of those types will work. Audience? The precedence order of and, or, and not. Is that slap? Okay.
What is the bang and then the and then the and the ors?
Correct. So remember that Java does unary operators first. The not or the bang is a unary operator, like a minus sign, like a negative sign. Then the and is done, it's kind of like multiplication. Then the or is done, kind of like addition. Right.
Can I have ifs for 600?
The error in this code, I is an int, if I equals 1.
What is I was not I is being set as a value. It's not actually asking for equality.
Correct. So here, notice that we're using a single equal sign. That's trying to assign to I the value of 1. It's not checking to see if I is equal to the value of 1. That requires the double equals operator. So double equals is for comparison. It'll give you true or false depending on if they're equal. The single equals is for assignment. Right.
May I have switch statements to 600?
The keyword to declare all other cases in a switch statement.
What is default?
That's correct. So remember that when you have a switch, you have all your other, case this, case that, and then the equivalent of the else, meaning everything else, is called default.
Boolean expressions right under.
The negation of P and Q.
Not P or what is not P or not Q?
That's correct. So remember De Morgan's law. When you want to negate an and, like a P and Q, you negate both the P's and the Q's, and you change the and to an or. Right. De Morgan's law.
Boolean expressions for 1,000.
If foo returns false, the number of times foo is called in foo and foo.
What is once?
Correct. So remember that Short circuit evaluation. If Java can look at a Boolean operator, either and or, and just by looking at the left half, it knows whether it's what the value is, it's not going to look at the right half. If you have an and the left part of it is already false, it's not going to bother looking at the right, because if you have false and anything, it's going to be false. That's short circuit evaluation.
Can I have scanner usage for 800?
How to read in a full line via a scanner object stand it in.
What is next line?
Yes, what is the next line method? So next just reads in a string, next line reads in the entire line. Right.
I didn't think we could
Ifs for 800, please.
Given the code, if A, if B, something, something else, something, the if that the else applies to.
What is the else applies to the most recent non-matching if?
Correct. So if you have a couple ifs and then an else is going to match to the most recent if that doesn't already have an else matching it. Okay.
Ifs for 1,000.
What the question mark colon notation does.
What is serves as another if notation?
I'll accept that. So what this particular notation, if you have something like this, it'll take a look at that particular Boolean expression. If it's true, it'll use that value. If it's false, it'll use that value. So here, x is going to be assigned either 5 or 6, depending on whether y is less than 1. If it is less than 1, x gets 5. If it's not less than 1, x gets 6.
May I have miscellaneous for 800?
The simplified version of if p is equal to false.
What is if not p?
Yes. So remember, you don't have to compare a Boolean to true or false. So that's going to return true if p is false, but you can just say if not p, and it does the exact same thing. All right.
May I have switch statements for 800?
Do you have a double? How much would you like to bet?
Can I bet 8?
800? Okay. What happens when you have two cases in a switch statement with the same case value?
What is the Java only goes to the first one? Oh, only to the first which statement? With that.
So this is kind of a trick question. Yeah, like the other one. It turns out that Java won't even compile it. And again, this is kind of a trick question because I didn't actually go over this anywhere in class. But if you have two of the same case labels in a switch statement, Java will actually give you a compile error and it won't compile your program. Okay. I don't know who cares. Someone pick.
Can I have switch statements for 1,000?
The phrase, ooh.
that.
We haven't seen this yet.
No, we haven't seen this yet.
We'll ignore that one. Next.
Scanner usage for 1,000.
The old and incorrect way to declare a standard object name stand it in.
Leave that alone.
Audience?
What is scanner.create?
Yes. It used to be in the past there was a scanner.create. Try that all you want, it still won't work. Right. This is how we create scanners. One of the U.S. senators from Virginia. Yes, who is Jim Webb? So this question was actually written, I forgot to, well, I didn't get a chance to update it because my basement was flooded this morning. But obviously, George Allen is no longer a senator from Virginia, it's now Jim Webb. I will see you all on Wednesday. Thank you, George.